All of a sudden, during the 4.8 special program, they just decided to release a teaser of Natlan, the upcoming region in Genshin. And it was not just a normal teaser like they did with the Sumeru one. No, they straight up just told us everything, basically everything. So I will just cover as much as I can because there is way too much to process here. So get ready and enjoy the video. First of all, let's talk about the characters. We have seen 3 new characters in the video, and there will be almost likely 5 stars. So the first one is a Geo little girl whose skill is probably gonna work like a mount. That's what I'm thinking. So she can summon this little drill, and she goes on it, and I feel like she could move on it as much as you want, which is a pretty new thing for the game because we have never seen a mount before. It will be pretty good just to move faster, and it will be pretty cool in the Abyss too. Just the fact that you don't have to always rely on a cooldown and can just summon it anytime you want, it will be pretty cool. She can move on it, it's pretty slow actually, slightly faster than the normal running speed. But if you just spam the dash, you're probably even faster than that. But I suppose that the drill can also run faster, you know, just move faster, and it can also climb. Also from there you can attack by like jumping on it, and it can break minerals very easily. I mean, that was pretty obvious, and that's pretty much about it. The second character we can see is a Hydro girl who can summon a little shark, and she just goes on it. We don't know if it's gonna be another mount. I personally don't think so. It's gonna be something like Healan, you know? She just goes on the shark can hit the opponents while you're on it. It would be pretty cool if it could be like, while you're on it, it can also attack enemies. So you can just attack while you're in this shark state, it will be pretty cool. Or like you can cancel some moves into the shark, or like the moment you deal your final basic attack, you go into the shark mode, but I don't think they will do that, and we don't know much else about her, unfortunately. The last one is a Dendro character, and what I think he can do is just place on the air some platforms, probably like 3 of them, so he places like you know those things where you can do sort of Spider-Man in Sumeru? Those little yellow things where you can just go to them? I think he can do that. He can summon up to 3 times of these, and he can just jump from one to the other. It's gonna be very cool for mobility. In fact, I think all of these characters are very nice for mobility. Recently we haven't seen many characters that can move very quickly. They're all very stiff, they can just stay on the field, sometimes they can't even stay on the field because they are all fucking sub DPSs and supports. It's a pretty good addition to the game, the fact that we can have some characters that can move way more freely and easily, and will just facilitate the exploration without being weaker in combat. So that's pretty good. Okay, another thing is that they just straight up gave us the whole fucking map. I mean, kind of. We don't know if it's the whole map. I think it's gonna be a bit bigger than that. But we know so much about it, and a guy on Twitter recreated the map by piecing up all the pictures. So that is very nice, and just let's look at it. So there will be a lot of water. Surprisingly, I was expecting like some lava pits, you know, lava everywhere, but that would have been pretty edgy, considering this is gonna be more like an exotic place. It's not supposed to be very like aggressive, despite the element being pyro. So there will be a lot of water, a lot of swamps, sort of like, and we can see the city. There will be 2 cities, we can see them already. There are some small settlements near the water, so that will be pretty nice. It's very nice that there are many different atmospheres. There will be more like dry and hot places, and places where it looks like there is more abundance, so that's very nice. There are some good contrasts, and yeah, honestly I have no idea what the new mechanic in that region will be. Like, we have seen the Spider-Man stuff in Sumeru, the teleportation that sucks in Azuma, so I don't know what we will see in Natlan, but I just can't wait to see it. But unfortunately there are a couple of bad things that trouble me about this new update. And the first one is how the game will be accessible to new players. And it's simply because new players, like if they get a character from Natlan, okay, how are they supposed to buff him? It makes no sense. It makes no sense because the materials for the Ascension will always be characters, I mean bosses, from Natlan most of the time. So how are you supposed to ascend them? Like if you're a new player, if you're like level 10 and you see the cool little drill Geogirl, like how are you supposed to buff her? The only way will be like joining another player's world, but you can't if you're low level. And that is very, very annoying. A very good fix will be just doing what Stariel did and let you have the ability to grind for that character's materials during the banner's period. It's very easy, like you can just do that, you can farm as much as you want during that time. So I don't really get why they haven't applied this yet. I really have no idea. And the other problem would be the flowers, because you will need like more than 100 flowers to ascend them. And to that, my only fix will be just adding more flowers to Flora and the other flower merchants. Just being able to buy some ascension flowers from them. Like it doesn't have to be much, even 20 flowers every week will be very good. Because new players don't need immediately 168 flowers. They will just need, I don't know, 20 a week. That will be way more than enough. So just make that possible and that will be already amazing. So there are some problems and there are some very easy fixes, but I don't think they will apply them because it's Hoyoverse. I don't think they will do that. And the second main problem is one that I've always hated it, but I get why it exists. And it's the artifact stuff. Like the moment the new map will be released, there will be at least 2 new artifacts domains, and you know that the new characters will need it. Because they will be like awfully specific and be like able to just buff one single character, and that doesn't work. Like that is very annoying. I hate when some sets are like this that can only buff a single character, and it's so annoying because it's not even worth it. You should not do that. Like just put a slightly weaker set that doesn't take 5 other months to grind, you know? But I'm sure there will be some new sets that are just like this, where you have to spend 6 months just trying to farm it, and every character will be almost like this. So at least 3 new characters will be having overly specific sets that can only buff them, and that is very, very annoying. My only tip will be just release new generic artifacts set, and it's that simple. Just release more generic artifacts like Gladiator's Finale and all of that stuff. Like release a stronger version of the Pyro artifacts. Like a good example is the Fontaine set that gives you a bonus crit rate when you lose HP. Like that's a good set for me because almost every Fontaine character works like that, so you're just buffing the entirety of them. You're not just making that set for everyone. But the set made for Navia, however, is what I'm talking about. Like it's just made for Navia. That's what bothers me. And I just hope there will be just maybe 1-2 specific sets, and that's it. And now we have just reached the conclusions. Honestly, it's so weird to know that the game has been out for like 4 years already. Like it's very scary how quick time flies. I've had my fair share of fun with the game for now. Overall, it's a very good game. Like I enjoy it, I really enjoy it, and I'm glad we are going to see new characters and all of that stuff. My only troubles are, as I said before, just being more accessible for new players, because you need new players. Like you need to treat them well. You don't just put them into a wasteland and just make them wait forever to pull for the character that they want, because this is another problem I just thought about right now, and it's that if they want Eula, they will not be able to farm for her. Like they will not even be able to pull for her, because she will be like once every 2 years or what? Like she will take so much, and that is a huge problem. And not just Eula, even Hu Tao, even almost every character, because there are like more than 80 characters already, Like, when are you supposed to get one? The rotations will be terrible. And triple banners sound even worse because, I don't know, it's getting kind of chaotic right now, but at the same time it's also still very enjoyable. So if you just focus on having fun without just focusing on a character that you want, or just enjoy the scenery, the new one that will probably have after the version 4.8, I think you'll be fine. Just enjoy the game, don't focus on like all these things about the game that troubled you that much, even because MiHoYo isn't very reliable on that, and that's it. Bye!